Jamie Coggin, guy in Westfield who really likes to make stuff, and selfishly I'd keep doing it every single day. And yeah, I'm just obsessed with what I do. I love golf and I love to make stuff even more. So
you make custom putters, ball markers, golf accessories, even some clubs and wedges, irons.
Yeah,
stuff like
I don't limit myself to just those things. You know,
Sure.
I've made a few trophies for some outings too.
Oh, cool.
Anything really cool made out of metal, but I like to stay in that golf-centric world. I'll do a little bit of work for some other people here and there, but I really like to just stay focused on golf. It's what I really love and what I'm really passionate about, so it gives me the drive to do more and more. Oh, okay. This little spot right there, Cyprus. That's probably the craziest country I've ever sent anything to, because I didn't even know it was on the map. Sorry, anybody in Cyprus, but yeah, that's probably the weirdest place I've ever sent anything.
What did you send there?
Head cover and some accessories. So I'm 32 and I've been involved in machining since the age of 14. The idea of being able to create something from nothing just blew my mind. When I learned what machining was, it made me look at the world differently. So like just crossing a bridge, and now instead of just looking at it as a bridge, you're looking at it as a bunch of beams, a bunch of screws, welding, just all of those tiny pieces. Not really tiny, but you understand what I'm saying. It's a bunch of components being put together, and all of them started from some kind of manufacturing background. You know, the hats that you guys are wearing were made on a machine that was machined by somebody and put together and then created that. So everything that doesn't come out of the earth or a person or some kind of living creature is manufactured. And, you know, that really just blew my mind at a young age.
And golf, how'd you get into golf?
So my grandfather built a course, 61, built the second nine in 63, and that golf course has been in my family to this day. He tried to get me into golf around the age of 10, and I just didn't take to it. I don't know, it was too boring. I just didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it. We would go to the driving range, and you know, I thought it was cooler to take 20 balls and try to hit all of them at one time rather than to try to execute a proper golf shot. Yeah, typical 10-year-old. I just wasn't into it. But so around the age of 19, I got laid off from a shop that I was working at because of the recession that happened in 2008, and I worked on the golf course for 3 months. And during that time, I just really enjoyed being on the golf course. I enjoyed, you know, the nature aspect of it, if you will. And it really just intrigued me to start playing, and I just started hitting balls, and I caught the bug really bad, and here we are. I started teaching machining at the age of 23, and a few years after doing that, I really just grew a little bit complacent, and I got a little bored with, you know, teaching the same curriculum year after year, and I wanted to do something to try and challenge myself and, you know, give my brain a little bit more to think about. So I started the shop technically in 2018, and I did a little bit of commercial work here and there for some small shops. I did that, and then in 2019, I stumbled upon, you know, what is the boutique market. I've never been involved in social media, you know, before this whole golf adventure. I mean, I literally stayed off all platforms. It just wasn't my thing. So when I stumbled upon it in 2019 and I saw, you know, what the market looked like, I said, you know, shit, I can actually come out here, make things that I think are really cool and make money doing it. So that really got my juices turning. So I started doing that in 2019, did one little batch of putters. You know, I really had a hard time selling them. It took a long time to, you know, build up that following on Instagram and have more eyeballs see your products. And, you know, I just stayed super persistent, and yeah, here we are.
That's so cool, man.
So let me ask you this. Did you have all the kids in shop class making putter heads?
No, I didn't. We did when I was still there, not there anymore. But we had a golf tournament that we ran every single year to benefit the school.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I would have the kids make one putter to go into the raffle.
Very cool.
So I kind of had my hands in it a little bit, years ago, but it was like a putter that I would never sell nowadays, but it's cool to think about.
I want to talk about your golf bag a little bit because you make all pretty much everything that you could game, right? So what are you currently gaming?
So I don't make a driver. I don't make any woods, but I play a 22 degree through 60 degree and obviously the putter.
Okay.
So the only clubs in my bag right now, so I carry 12 clubs right now. So my driver and I have an 18 degree hybrid. Those are not, you didn't make those. Yeah.
But everything else.
No, I mean, making woods is really, really complicated. I mean, obviously you have composites coming into play nowadays, but before that with all the, titanium drivers and stainless steel, I mean, it's just like, it's a bunch of sheet metal all tacked together, but in a really, really complex way. That's something should never say never because I never saw myself doing irons, but I don't foresee.
You never saw yourself
woods.
doing irons, so what made you be like, all right, yeah, let's try this now?
So that side of me that's extremely addicted to making things and trying new things, I just would always look at iron heads, and I obviously seen other companies will machine them from solid blocks, and I kind of had that in mind for a while, but there's a lot that goes into it, and there's a lot of money that I would have to invest and a lot of time that I would have to invest creating all the tooling that you would need in order to create those heads from a solid block. And I happened to stumble upon Kioi, a company out of Japan who will sell raw forgings. And when I saw those, it really got my wheels turning about grinding them into shape, because I know there's some other companies out there that do it very successfully. And I never intended to do it to sell them. I wanted to do it to try it. Yeah. And so I tried it with a 4-iron to start, so a 22 degree 4-iron. And I figured if I can make that and if I can hit some solid shots with that, I can definitely make the rest of the bag.
Yeah.
And as soon as I did it, my inbox blew up with people. You got to make me some, you got to make me some. So yeah, that's where it all started. Putters and accessories is my main deal.
Yeah.
I just kind of look at the irons as a side project, if you will, even though I take it just as serious as I do everything else.
Yeah. So what's I guess to follow that up, what's your favorite thing to make that you enjoy the most?
I'll give you a different answer tomorrow from today.
Yeah, fair.
It'll change. It'll change.
Yeah,
so
I
mean, 100% love everything that I make.
Yeah.
If I didn't like it, I would not do it. Yeah. I 1,000,000%. I have no problem not doing it. I learned a long time ago that when I had a hard time selling stuff, because again, it takes a while to build up that, those customers and fan base in order to be able to confidently sell things. And I quickly learned that it's difficult to sell things. So I should 100% just make what I like, because if anybody doesn't buy it, I get to enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly. Which
is a weird way to look at things.
Yeah, sure.
But I also learned that if I started just doing that and just being original to what I like, it sold.
Yeah.
Not trying to mimic what other people do, or not trying to do something that you think is going to be trendy. It's like, no. 100%, I'm just going to make what I like, and if they don't like it, that's cool. I get to keep it, which is a terrible business model. But it works really well so far.
Whatever works, right? You know?
Yeah. Usually, like if I'm gonna get a drink, it's usually just like a Jack and Coke, I'll have a cocktail or something like that. Yeah. I have a hard time getting past that bitter taste.
That's fair,
But this is good. Yeah. And my neighbor's real big in drinking beer, and like he'll always come over and he's like, "Oh, I got a beer for you," and he knows. So I'm like, "All right, I'll have one." I'll have one. So
pints and
putts. I'm in. I'm committed.
Yeah,
committed.
Were you rolling on that?
Some of it. I missed the part where he said he didn't enjoy life.
Oh.